What was the rationale behind this? The person you're honking for no even send your papa. But I realized that a lot of Nigerian men have pot bellies. About people no even get traffic lights, so no need. Hey guys, welcome to Ada's Place. My name is Ada. I am a Nigerian content creator based in Germany. And yeah, I want to talk about some of my observations of Nigeria and Nigerians since I came to Nigeria. I came to Nigeria for Christmas period to last year, that's 2023. Now in 2024. You get the gist. Anyways. So I just noticed some things that I just felt like I should talk about. Some of them is just how do you say, my own personal opinion. Don't come for me. If you have anything you want to add to this, feel free to add it in the comment section. This is just me in my own amiable way. But yeah, let's get right into the video. I'll talk about this while I try to moisturize my face. I'm leaving Nigeria in a couple of hours. My flight is scheduled for 10 p.m. tonight and I'm flying Turkish. I've left Lufthansa for you guys. Anyways, so some of the observations that I've had while or during my stay in Nigeria. The first one started at the airport when we were coming. I realized that Nigerians, this including myself, why is that we like to pack plenty things in our boxes? When I came into Nigeria, I came in with 3 boxes, 2 check-in luggages and 1 hand luggage. And as I'm going back with 4. 2 2 hand luggages. Like 1 is going to serve as my handbag, then my hand luggage, and then 2 boxes. And I've begged my friend to help me put some of these things in his box because we're traveling together, although he's flying business and he has 33 kg. For me, I have 23 kg for 2 boxes. So my things are a bit too much. But that's besides the point. My point is, when I was at the airport, when we were coming in, Nigerians and their goods, and like a lot, right? The reason I wanted to air myself first is so that I'll get it out of the way, because I know I'm somehow guilty of this, right? But tell me why one lady behind me, she said, that she came with 17 boxes. Excuse me, ma. Did you travel with your entire house? And she came from Frankfurt too, because I overheard some of her conversations. She came from Frankfurt. 17 what? Even if you carried 7 children, what was the rationale behind this? What I don't get. Even if you bought the entire Germany for your friends and family, 17, that was a lot. And this was just her, and this was the one I even overheard. Many people I saw had boxes, like luggages. Some people were carrying different. Why? Nigerians, can't we travel light? This 2024, let's endeavor to travel light. It was even so bad that the flight we took, our hand luggages, they didn't let us carry our hand luggages into the flight because they said the flight was full. Our hand luggages were now put at the back of the plane as per luggage, check-in luggage. It was so bad. But yeah, thank God nothing happened to the luggage. And speaking of luggages, what's up with Nigerian airports and not processing hand luggages like normal, like their mates? You arrive into Nigeria, say 9 p.m. You will leave the airport at midnight. You spend 3 hours looking for your luggage. Why? Is there no way to optimize this system? Nigerians travel a lot. I noticed this with both local and international flights. What is going on? In some cases, they told some people that they should come at 6 o'clock. Like those that flew earlier, they landed at say 3 p.m. Tell them to come at the airport at 6 o'clock to pick up their luggage. What is going on? You fly and leave the luggage in the pickup country. It's very frustrating, to be honest. I think it's where FAAN, yeah, they should do something about it. I mean, right, I feel not to judge, I feel Nigeria has improved a lot in certain areas. I give it to them, but there's still room for improvement. There are little things that shouldn't be. When you do the bare minimum, the things you don't do don't really get observed. But even if you do heaven and earth, you build 10,000 airports, if you don't take care of the ones, and if you don't have like better services, people always complain. You get? So I think it's something that can be improved upon. Something else too is when it comes to driving here. I have a lot of observations when it comes to driving, because as someone that recently got her German driver's license. By the way, if you live in Germany, you're coming to Germany, you want to get your German driver's license, and you have not watched my video on how I got my driver's license, watch this video to the end and go watch that one, because to help you a lot. I just shared my own personal experiences on how I got my license and everything in between, so go watch that. Back to this one. So I observed one thing that I think is very paramount is that I will hardly drive in Nigeria. Like, it's only if it's an emergency, because the way they drive here, Jesus, so stressful. I mean, I've always known that driving in Nigeria is not for the weak, but I thought, oh yeah, I'll be able to cope, blah blah blah, when I drive here. Actually, before I left Nigeria, I was taking actually driving classes. My friend was teaching me how to drive, so it was okay, not bad. Until now that I've gone, I've learned how to drive by seeing people, and then I'm here in the country. I realized, first of all, you guys don't drive with lanes. You drive based on anywhere you see you road, just choke your head. What's going on? To be honest, it's very stressful. It's a very, very stressful experience driving here. Something else is that everyone uses car horns. It's very loud. I've always known this, right? But now I realize that even pressing the horn for someone else to kind of leave the road or whatever, they don't even send you. Like, the horn is just for formality's sake, just as per noise pollution. The person you're honking for not even send your papa. That's it's very funny. It's really funny. Normally, once the horn is pressed, the person now be like, okay, you expect a change in behavior. But this one, they didn't even look back to see you. Like, if it's a pedestrian, they don't even send you. What me I personally observed though. Then something else too is that the traffic lights. The traffic lights in Abuja, this one I personally observed. I was paying attention. It's just a suggestion. The traffic light is red for, okay, if you wanna stop, stop. If you don't wanna stop, just keep it moving. I asked my friend then that was driving, what's going on? He said there are areas, especially at night, there are areas where it's dangerous to stop. Anyone stopping, they're stopping at their own risk, right? So, I mean, it kind of makes sense, but it can lead to a lot of accidents, right? Traffic lights in Abuja, suggestion. In Lagos, the last mile people, I think they're very, very active here, so I didn't really see a lot of traffic light defaults in Lagos. Abakuku no even get traffic lights, so no need. Moving on, this is going to come off a bit off, but I just want to talk about it like slightly. I noticed that a lot of Nigerian men have hot bellies. I'm not trying to body shame, it's just an observation, especially knowing that the Nigerian society is the one that's very quick to body shame, especially women. But I realized that a lot of Nigerian men have pot bellies. I was trying to understand what might probably be the reason for this. I think maybe a lot of beer drinking and all of that, and probably because the idea or the culture of having fitness is not really in some age level. Now with more Gen Zs, a lot of people are like going to the gym and all that. But I realized that I saw quite a number of Nigerian men with pot bellies. The women, on the other hand, they looked very normal, like very fit. I don't know, this is just me because I observed this, and for me to have written it down means that it really made me wonder, I don't know. I don't want to talk much more on that because there are various reasons why people could, develop pot bellies and stuff. Yeah, another thing too that I observed was that a lot of people dress for winter when the weather here is not in any way cool. Like, I struggled so much with the weather because it was so hot. In Abuja particularly, I realized that even the AC was not even doing it for me. I was still sweating under AC. It was so hot. So when I see people wear long sleeves, even thick long sleeves, people wear winter jackets, I'm like, what's going on? I know a lot of when I watch a lot of music videos, artists, they wear really big jackets and so, but I tend to believe that maybe the place they're shooting has AC. But on the other hand, the ladies that are dancing for them are also scantily dressed. It's not like they wore something serious. So what is this love for winter jackets? I like to understand it, to be honest. I really like to understand it. The next one is the lights. I think this is particularly in Aba because since I've been in Lagos, I've seen really bright lights, right? But in Abuja and in Aba, I also think probably because of the places I stayed. In Abuja and in Aba, I stayed in a residential house, like residential houses. I stayed at my friend's place in Abuja, and in Aba, I stayed at my parents' house. The light is very dim. I could barely see. I observed this because I wear glasses, and I'm very, like, I realize that when I want to do stuff, I have to bring additional, like maybe my phone lights or something like that to actually see. And I think it's something that on the long run, a lot of people will probably develop eye issues because of that. But in Lagos, I'm staying now in like an Airbnb, like a service apartment, because the light here is quite bright. I don't know if this would be the case if I'm in a residential apartment, like if I'm staying in a residential house, if I will also have this thing with very dim light. But yeah, this is something I observed. The light is very dim. I think something should be done about it. Otherwise, people would really develop eye issues. I know a lot of people already have eye issues in Nigeria, it goes without saying, but it's something that should really be improved on. probably who, I don't know, it's just me putting my thoughts out there. Maybe if you can get like better lighting for your house, I think it would help. It's not normal, it really isn't. I had a hard time doing stuff because I had to get additional light. Okay, so the next one is something that I don't know, I find very disturbing. Why are things so expensive in Nigeria? I mean, I know, I get it, there's inflation, but I also realized that in Nigeria, when things get imported, whoever is bringing the stuff would charge you based on, not necessarily based on the earning power of Nigerians, right? It's usually based on how much it costs them, and then they include shipping plus their own profit. Let's say, for instance, if a company, like say, what company do I even use now as an example? Let's say Zara, for example. The amount of money you would buy an item in Zara in Germany, for that same item, you might get it for a fraction of the cost in Nigeria. This is how, you know, I kind of understand these things, right? A fraction of the cost in Nigeria, because the earning power of Nigerians is not as high as, you know, those in Germany, which kind of makes sense. However, what I realized is that in Nigeria, some of the items, not necessarily from brands, mostly from people that buy stuff, you know, business people that buy stuff by themselves, is so high, it's so expensive. In some cases, even more expensive than what you buy in Europe. I remember there's this soap that my friend uses that in Germany, I think we get it for like €2.50 or so, or even less than €2. Here it was, I think, either 5 or 6K, which you would think that for that soap, I mean, it's going to be a bit, because the soap is just a common thing, it's a common item there. But here, they make very basic things to look like the luxury, affordable thing. And I mean, it makes sense, right? Because it's a foreign product, foreign brand, and all of that. But the truth of the matter is that a lot of flex is gotten from people that can afford these things. And it's very sad because an average Nigerian cannot afford some basic things, which is very troubling. I realized that even for some things here, it was, for when I wasn't paying for them, I was not happy. And for me, it was like, yes, I know I can afford these things, but what is the average Nigerian doing? I can only imagine the earning power of people here and what they can afford and what they cannot afford. Is very troubling. Things are very expensive here. And the one that is even busting my brain is that I heard like some days ago that they want to double the price of fuel. Currently, they removed the subsidy on petrol, and petrol is so expensive. Like, you can feel it. You can feel a lot of things have been put on pause. A lot of things are not moving as they're supposed to move because price of petrol is very high, right? Now want to double that already high price. And I'm just wondering, what is the government, like, what is their strategy? I know that we've always had greedy leaders, people that, you know, always want to, extort, but to what end? Like, are you not tired that people are literally dying? And I don't know if it's because of the slight show of wealth in certain, you know, among certain group of people. It now feels as if everybody is living okay. People are not living okay here. People are suffering. It's so sad. We can only talk about it and hope for the best. But, and I think something too is that even for the IJGBs that just returned and blah blah blah, a lot of people increase their prices so that they can extort from people that just came back. In as much as we're trying to blame the government, even the Nigerians themselves, we are our own issues. Why would we increase the price of something because you feel this person needs to bring dollars and they'll pay more? Why? And the thing now is that after they've increased this thing, when the IJGBs now go back, by IJGBs we mean people that just got back. I just got back, right? By the time they now go back to their country, that price will now remain there. So now a normal Nigerian that has not got back from anywhere cannot afford that thing. It's not so expensive for them. Why? It's unfair, really. Everything is just so expensive. Okay, something else too now. I know Nigeria is hard. We can collectively agree on that. But why is opening bottled water even harder? Why is it so difficult to open bottled water in this country? What is going on? I struggled with it a lot. Why? You don't want us to drink water? The bottled water companies, you don't want us to drink water? At least drink water and mind our business in this country. It now takes you, whether they are sealing it with super glue, I don't even know. It's so difficult to open. Try to make things easier. Before it was Maggi, you need to use Maggi, you used to use hammer to break Maggi. Now it's bottled water. I don't know if I'm the one that observed this, but it was kind of weird. I wouldn't even like I kept struggling to opening bottled water. I know they are adulterating a lot of things, but it's not by selling it. It's not by using gum to gum it. that will make it less. You should help us, please. Don't make things more difficult. Make the bottled water easier to open. Initially, I was going to talk about this, right? Because I realized that in a lot of public offices, in the past, it used to be that people wear shirts, dress in a Western attire, shirts, suits, and all of that. But at first, I noticed that, like when I first arrived, I noticed that a lot of places that where you typically see people wearing shirts and all of that, they're wearing a lot of polos. So in the bank, for instance, in Abuja, I see a lot of bankers wearing, their polos and stuff like that. And also on the flights, when I entered Air Peace, I realized that the air hostesses, they were wearing like a polo, which, for me it was like, okay, this is nice. At least, it's an improvement to dress for the weather, because wearing shirts in this kind of place is kind of off. But I now realized that when I took a different flight, it was not necessarily the case. The air hostesses here were now like dressed as per with shirts and stuff, which was kind of nice. But I also observed that the air conditioning in these other flights, where they dress with shirts, proper, was higher. Like you could feel the air conditioning. But once you enter, the cold air is hitting you. But then in that other flight, we at the point that I was even finding myself. The heat was a lot. So I think, this is just something I observed. It does not have any pro or con or whatever. It's just my observation. And that thing too, speaking of banks, this one really hurt me a lot, was the lack of attention to privacy. I realized that, I don't know, probably because Europe, GDPR is a big thing. GDPR is something that is related to privacy for customers and stuff like that. Privacy information not being leaked out to third party or to the wrong hands. It's a big thing in Europe. If a company is caught disobeying any GDPR rules, they get heavily fined for it. So it's a huge thing, right? But I realized that in Nigeria, especially in Nigerian banks, a lot of carelessness when it comes to these things. And it now kind of makes me wonder if, for instance, I was a scammer, or someone that, was into scam, you can easily pick people's information. Tell me why a customer will fill out a bank form, maybe say they want to open an account or whatever, and the document is lying face up in front of, the banker's desk, right? Anyone can come in and see the person's picture, see the person's address, see the person's name. I don't know, it was so, I kept seeing this and it was scratching my body. I wanted to go there and turn it over, you get. But again, I don't want to do that and that beats me up. But yeah, it was, I said I was going to talk about it. It's something that we should really pay attention to. And that thing too is that somebody, like the banker is attending to a customer, and that customer comes from the back and is also talking to that same banker. The person now leaves you that they've been attending to, and then they're talking over your head and all of that. Mind you, in the process of all of this, the banker is telling you, oh, please open your bank app, add whatever, add blah, blah, blah. Somebody is looking over your head and they're seeing your personal information. And tomorrow, they take money from your account, or maybe you get scammed or whatever, and you're wondering, where did this information come? At the point that I almost put this inside my, so that nobody, it was so uncomfortable. Please, I don't know, I hope this gets to the right people. If you're a banker watching this, I think it's something I should really pay attention to. If you have customers, just attend to one person at the same time. Avoid crowding, attending to two people at the same time. You're not trying to multitask. It's just very dangerous. A lot of personal information can get leaked from there. And also pay attention to your desk. Like this, how to say, clean desk policy. You shouldn't let personal information of clients or customers be on the table. I don't know how to say this. It was just so weird. I felt so uncomfortable, and I just kept asking myself, like, when I fill out this form, who is going to see it? And I hope they don't carelessly keep it, for anyone to come and see as well. And I was so scared. Like, it was just so troubling. I think sometimes we should really pay attention to it. Privacy in this country is something that is almost non-existent. It's something we should really pay attention to. Yeah, so this is pretty much all the list of things that I observed in Nigeria I wanted to come talk about and stuff. Some of them are like, I don't have like a lot of opinion in there. It's just something I observed. And then some other things are like, it's not working. Something that should be very much improved. So yeah, I will be leaving Nigeria this evening, and I need to end my other vlog because I was trying to end my Lagos vlog. If you've watched up to this point, subscribe to Ada's Place, like my videos. I'd say subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell so when I drop content you would get a notification. Yeah, I really enjoy doing this. I really enjoyed my time in Nigeria. I really enjoyed me being here. It was fun, and I hope that when next I come back I see some improvements in certain areas. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Ciao.